just a better kind of bitter, 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 had enough. It's time to say goodbye. 3 a.m. as I'm walking home with a smile. Smoky moon, like a shiver, all the shadows fade away. All your streets are empty, lights begin to sway. 4 a.m. as I think, oh, Stockholm love. Sometimes I picture how life had been in Paris or New York or Shanghai. But you know what they say, east or west, our home is best. Warming rays, golden sunlight as the city wakes. Oh, my love for you will never fade away. 5 a.m. as I sing, oh, Stockholm love. Stockholm love. Sometimes I picture how life had been in Paris or New York or Shanghai. But you know what they say, east or west, our home is best. Warming rays, golden sunlight as the city wakes. Oh, my love for you will never fade away. 5 a.m. as I sing, oh, Stockholm love. Stockholm love. Darling, I would die for you. Tell 1,000 lies for you. Love you like the ocean, love you in slow motion. Anything it takes to make you stay. But I can't rely on you. Doesn't matter what I do. You say you need a time, I think you mean a buyout. Cause it's pretty clear you're on your way out. And though I understand it's hard sometimes to make up your mind in these trying times, yeah, I just can't accept you leaving me when I'm overseas with the heart so heavy. Think that I deserve the truth for once, not a guilty tone, cause you're not alone, yeah. You say you couldn't stand it, me all independent, so you had to have me for yourself. That was when I trusted you, when I could add up 2 and 2. When you promised we'd be together, you, me, forever. Now there's nothing left to lose. And though I understand it's hard sometimes to make up your mind in these trying times, yeah, I just can't accept you leaving me when I'm overseas with the heart so heavy. Think that I deserve the truth for once, not a guilty tone, 'cause you're not alone, yeah. You said you wanna come home, but I know you don't. So this time I won't hear it on the phone. If you got something to say to me, then say it to my face. What it's all about, why you're bailing out. Think you owe me an apology. Just say it to my face. You're sorry. You're so sorry. You're so sorry. You're so sorry. Say it to my face, you're sorry. This time I think I get it. This love was overrated. No more infatuated. And I blame it on you, I blame it on you, yeah. This time I hope you get it. In love you shouldn't fake it, no. I'm old enough to take it. So just say it to me, say it to me. So this time I won't hear it on the phone. If you got something to say to me, then say it to my face. What it's all about, why you're bailing out. Think you owe me an apology. Just say it to my face. You're sorry. You're so sorry. You're so sorry. You're so sorry. Say it to my face. You're sorry.
Yo, yo, what's going on, y'all? We are back with another show, and we are just, you know what I mean? As you can see by the title, I'm really not gonna hold any punches today, so I'm gonna go ahead and invite anybody that might agree or disagree. The invitation is out. Call in, because at the end of the day, this is a conversation that needs to be had, because the truth is the truth. And when we look at these organizations that are preaching these things and teaching these types of doctrines, or when you have these organizations that are twisting and contorting the Bible and using it in order to paint a narrative, that is the very definition of destruction and causing discord. And the truth of the matter is, whether you agree or disagree, an argument can be made that the Hebrew Israelite cult, which, yes, I said cult because that's what it is. It's a cult. The Hebrew Israelite cult can arguably be considered the Church of Satan. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just saying that you can make a case for it. Now, why do I say that? Because when you look at the Hebrew Israelites, what they do in practice? You can't just look at the principles of things. There's a lot of things that the liberals and the left like to say in practice. A world where everybody doesn't have to worry about gun violence sounds good in practice. until you think about the fact that people are always going to have guns, and when they always have guns, people are going to need to have the right to bear arms in order to defend themselves. So yes, it might look good, you can paint a good picture, but at the end of the day, you're living in a fantasy, and that's what they're doing. They're preying on your need to belong to something, and that's the truth. That's the truth. They're sowing discord and confusion and preying on and gathering people who basically just want to feel important. Guys, I mean, I don't know how else to say that. It's the truth. I don't know how else to say that, because at the end of the day, how can you consider it God's work when they're doing when how could you consider what they do God's work when they're spreading hate? Make that make sense to me. But like I always do, I like to paint my case. So, as I always do, let's go ahead and check out this video.
What does it feel like to you, Tazara? Right?
Tazarya.
Tazarya. What
There you go. Give him a hand for saying it right. Give him a Amazing.
What does it feel like to you personally? Not to your group, but to you as a male. What does that feel like to hear yourself blaming and complaining about another man, and that you can't make it because some other man to keep you down? I don't know what that feels like. I've never had that in my life. What?
That's a great question, Jesse. That's a great question. These are oppressed people trying to teach people. All they do is just victim blame. Everything they do, or not victim blame, all they do is just victimize themselves and blame other people for their problems. Blame outside sources for their circumstance. Has nothing to do with what they do or what they contribute. No. Edomites, Gentiles. No, right, right, I'm sorry, not the Gentiles. Because right, the Gentiles are who again? Like I said, we're gonna get into it, because hopefully somebody call in, because they be lying.
What does that feel like to believe that a white man or a Mexican man or any man can keep you down, so you got to complain about it rather than overcoming it? What does that feel like?
Well, me being an alpha male myself, I don't know what that feels like.
Then why are you complaining for other beta?
Just so you know, I hate when they say this, me being an alpha male. Anybody that got to sit up and call themselves an alpha male. Now, it's one thing to make it like a title or something, like your YouTube channel name or something like that. But anybody that in real conversation sits there and calls themselves an alpha male, you're not, that's not really alpha. Let's just be honest. Have you ever heard the quote from the great series Game of Thrones by one of the best characters ever written, Tywin Lannister? He said, any man that must say, I am the king, is no real king. That means that if you have to tell everybody what you are, then maybe you aren't that.
Else?
No, I've never said that, though.
But
pointing out crimes is not complaining.
But you complain about the white man.
For example, when the towers fell, 3,000 people died. 3,000. And in the name of them towers falling, they went to war in Afghanistan. Now, they said only Osama bin Laden and whoever was down with him caused it. But they've killed millions of men, women, and children that were not with Osama bin Laden. And they have this slogan, we will never forget. So every year, they bring up the crime.
I know, but you're going away from what I just asked, because I hear a lot of black males sounding like black women, and they're complaining about
facts. Facts.
Some white man keeping them down and they can't make it because of the white man. As a male,
Right.
you said you don't believe the white man could keep you down, right?
White man hasn't kept me down.
So
but
what have you done to keep the white
Facts.
man from keeping?
So why would you preach it to everybody else? If the white man hasn't kept you down, why would you preach it to everybody else that the white man is keeping them down? Are you dumb? Like, really? Like, let's be for real. If you aren't held down by the white man, why would you tell everybody else that they are held down by the white man? You're a hypocrite.
You down personally.
Okay, I want to finish showing you.
Yeah, I'll let you come back to that. But tell me, what have you done personally to keep the white man from keeping you down?
I got you. I'm coming right to your answer. I'm just walking you to it so you can understand, because I know you respect white men, so I'm using them. So I'm teaching you how to be an alpha. You like
I'm not a beta male.
Nah, you in between. I won't say you all the way beta. You like in between alpha and beta. We're gonna call you A and B. That's what the whole point of saying that is, every year they bring up the crimes that the Osama bin Laden and them do, but they're still in power. They still have their military. They still have their might. They still go out and They go out and do everything to make America great. So now I said that to say, me personally, because you asked me personally,
Yeah.
I am personally not oppressed, but my people are.
Why you're not personally oppressed?
Let me just finish. I am not personally oppressed, but my people are. And
You're lying. You're lying. You're not oppressed. You're not oppressed. You free enough that you can get on a YouTube platform and sit there and speak your mind without disappearing. You aren't oppressed. Get out of here.
The reason why they are is because Black people are taught to forget what happened to them. And if you don't face what happened to you, you'll never get a solution to empower you to become the alphas that you are.
What solutions do the Hebrew Israelites present besides obeying the laws? This guy talking about being an alpha. What are you talking? Like I said, yeah, man.
So we take Black men and we turn them all into alphas. In the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, every single brother in here is a alpha male.
But why you're not personally oppressed? You.
Because why am I not personally oppressed?
Yes.
Because I was raised to never be inferior to no man.
And who raised you that way?
My mother and father.
So why don't you teach that to the Blacks rather than bringing up all this stuff that doesn't exist anymore?
You believe?
Say what? Say what? Why don't you teach people stuff that can actually help them be better, help them do better? You know what I mean? Like, let's not actually teach them about financial literacy that they can help them actually be able to qualify to apply for the loans that the white man gets that they can't get. Let's not talk about the fact that a lot of these schools, because their parents don't teach them nothing, so they come into school below average. They don't have a good reading level. They don't have they're not up to par. They literally had to change the entire American school system just to adjust That's crazy. They literally had to change the entire system just to adjust to a deficit in the mental abilities of Black kids. You don't want to teach them about the importance of getting educated. You don't want to teach them about, making responsible decisions. Like, come on. What's going on, RJ? RJ says, only solution is to prove white man is the devil. Absolutely. Absolutely. They just need a bad guy. They need a bad guy. They can't help it. And it's sad. It is sad because the white man lives in their head rent-free. The white man lives in a lot of people's head rent-free. Don't got to do nothing. Don't got to lift a finger. Don't got to do nothing. live in your head rent free. It's pathetic. Pathetic. You're absolutely right, RJ. Big bad white man.
In God, right?
Yes.
You believe that what God says is law, right?
Yes.
So how can I raise up a nation and not tell them what God said?
But God does not blame someone else.
I didn't say anything, but God does say, remember what I did to the children to Egypt. God does say that. Remember when I brought you out. Our whole feast days in Israel
But when he
is all
said
about,
remember, that means we don't have to worry because he got us. He loved us and he got
remember?
us. But he never complained about the white man.
You know why God
And he
said
didn't
to
teach anyone else to complain, but he taught them to overcome.
But do you know why God said to remember? Do you know why?
Yes.
If you don't, why did he say to remember?
So that we would know how to live and see a way to live when we remember him.
Right. So now we have to remember what happened with our ancestors of old.
But he didn't blame the white man because all people have enslaved someone at some point in time.
Every year, white men seduce my brothers and sisters.
No, they don't.
So every
Stop
year I have to
lying.
remind them,
You're lying. No, they don't. White people ain't thinking about you. I hate to tell you this, but besides those rich white people that actually are like profiting off of black stupidity in the media and in the music, besides those people, I guarantee you, most white people don't care about you besides the fact that they scared that you're going to destroy their stuff. And why are they scared you're going to destroy their stuff? Because that's an example that you allowed yourself to set. It's the truth. It's crazy. Florentina says it is. Some people want to delete light hue people so they don't have to compare themselves to others. Yeah. I mean, no, I definitely see that. I see it. I see it. When you actually have a conversation with some of these black supremacists, like you really can see that. So I mean, I 100% understand what you're saying. I do.
So now everybody's going to go with Joe Biden, right? Everybody voted for Joe Biden.
No, it's not true. They stole the election. Everybody did not vote. Only the blacks voted for him, and the gays, the blacks, the homosexuals, the lesbians, the corrupt people voted for Joe Biden.
Okay, so blacks are even better because that's all I care about. So let's say all the blacks voted for Joe Biden.
Okay.
That's why I have to bring them into remembrance, because Joe Biden is a devil just like Trump was a devil. Joe Biden is going to mislead him and destroy him, just like Trump before him, just like Obama before him, just like Bush before him, just like Clinton before him. So just like the Most High.
Shout out to RJ. Facts. Facts. Black liberals are convinced that they're always on white people's mind. It's crazy. It's crazy. And the white people, that's what I'm saying. Racism doesn't even, even if racism does exist, they don't have to do anything racist because black people have convinced themselves that they're doing stuff even when they aren't. It's crazy. Just always think that white people care about them so much. It's like they think that the world just revolves around them. Specifically the black liberals. It's even worse. Like, it's crazy. It's like you said, not even the most leftist pink haired person is thinking about black people like that. And right. And those are the same ones that get on the ground that we were seeing in those videos where they would get on the ground in like chains and be like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Even they aren't thinking about black people like that. Like, get out of here. It's just too much. Florentina says Israelites don't think for themselves. They use the Bible the wrong way. That's absolutely true. They interpret it. They basically they're basically use the Bible to justify racial supremacy for black people. And that's or indigenous people, let me just say. But that's not the way it's supposed to be. Everybody in it, like, you know what I mean? It's like just the things that they just lie about. They lie about God They lie about God sending Jesus Christ for everybody. You know what I mean? They lie about salvation. They lie about the Gentiles and who they are. I mean, it's not true. The things that they say is just not true, and it doesn't take much research to actually find out that what they say is not true. It's 100% true. What I'm saying is 100% true. That what they're saying is not true because yeah, like. Well, let me not say that. It's about 90% chance that I could be. I mean that I'm right. About 10% chance I could be wrong. I'll be fair. He said I love Jesse Lee Peterson. Beta. Yeah, he's great. He's funny. Like real talk.
Told us back in biblical time to remember.
Appreciate y'all comments, by the way.
And bring to remembrance so that we can serve him. That's our job. So I can't just go to somebody and say, man, I was raised to be superior. I have to tell them, God said, don't do this. God said, don't do that. Like you don't sin, right? I always hear you say you don't sin, right?
No one of God, if you've been born again of God, it's impossible to sin. But let me ask, if the blacks had a father.
I don't necessarily agree with that statement that Jesse Lee Peterson just made. I think it is possible to sin, but like I've said, and like I said when I was having a conversation, I believe that because through grace, Jesus paid the price for our sins, so we don't get the penalty of sin if you accept Jesus Christ. But it is possible for you to sin as a Christian. That's what I mean. I don't see the evidence that it's impossible for Christians to sin. But even when you sin, because of grace through Christ, you are allowed to not pay the penalty of sin. So like I said, I don't agree with him on that point. But yeah.
And mother, as you did growing up, would they be complaining about the white people today?
Well, I didn't have my father my whole life.
Oh, who did you have?
So I primarily had my mother, and my father was like in and out because he had an addiction problem.
So you were not.
So how you an alpha and you were raised by? Okay.
Close to your father?
No, I was. I'm not saying that to say that I wasn't close to him. But my father, my life story is every other black man's life story. You grow up. When I say every, of course, it's not literal, but it's.
Yeah. What? 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 No. And that's the problem right there. Y'all speaking for every other person. Speak for yourself, buddy. Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself.
Majority,
right.
Especially in the 70s, 80s, and 90s and stuff like that.
Right.
So I grew up in a broken home. Now, if anybody can look at me and say, damn, Tazaria grew up in a broken home. Look what he was able to overcome. How did he do that? And I could say, God did that. And then now we can inspire other black people. And they say, well, what did God say to do? God said there's certain things you're supposed to eat, certain things you're supposed to celebrate, certain people you're supposed to love, and certain people you're not supposed to love.
I didn't say it. Florentina said it. Single mothers can't raise a man. They became their own mothers. Like, it's the truth. It's the truth. That's what I'm saying. Any man that says I'm an alpha is usually not an alpha.
Certain people you can have sex with and deal with and marry, and certain people you can't.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you believe our battle is a spiritual battle or a physical battle?
Spiritual first, physical second.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
How do you know you believe in God?
Because I keep his commandments.
And what are his commandments?
His commandments are the 613 laws that you find throughout the Bible.
And do you love your neighbor as yourself?
I love my neighbor as myself. That's correct.
So do you love white people?
He's not my neighbor.
Do you love white people?
He's not my neighbor.
Do you love white people?
He's not my neighbor.
Do you love white people, Ambassador?
But he's not my neighbor.
And what's the answer to that?
No.
You don't love white people?
No.
And do your God love white people?
No.
Lies.
God only.
And listen to that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They're lying on God. God doesn't love white people? God doesn't love white people, right? God doesn't love white people. That's what I'm saying. They're liars. They're liars. They're lying. God sent his son for all, for everybody. They're lying and they're victims. They're oppressed. They're victims of oppression. Mental. It's a mental thing. But at the end of the day, like I said, they're lying. They're racist and they're trying to use the Bible to justify their racism. It's pathetic. It's pathetic and it's wrong. It's wrong. It's 100% wrong. Florentina says, when you have to tell people that you are great and an alpha, they are lying. 100%. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Anybody that's sitting there, oh, I'm an alpha. I'm the man. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. They're usually lying. It's the truth. You are absolutely right.
Loves the children of Israel. You as a pastor should know that.
Guys, that was the first clip. That was the first clip. And I showed you. They're lying on God. Lying on God. Now, why is they lying? Why are they lying on God? Why are they lying on God? Why am I saying, oh, they're lying on God, right? This is the church of Satan, like I said. This is I'm saying that this cult is operating like the church of Satan. So, how are they lying on God, right? Well, there's a story in Isaiah 19 where God talks about how he's going to deliver Egypt. I'm sorry. He's going to deliver Egypt. And they're going to be equal with the Assyrians and Israel. He talks about giving them their wrath, their punishment. But then he says those that believe in him will be redeemed. But let them tell it, salvation is exclusive for the Israelites. Even though Paul said there is no Jew or Gentile. They're all the same. Even though Jesus sent his disciples to teach the Gentiles. But let them tell it, the Gentiles were Jews. No evidence. All Gentiles were Jews. No evidence. Even though the definition of the word Gentile is non-Jew. Anybody that's not a Jew is a Gentile. But let them tell it the Gentiles are mysteriously only referenced as people who were descendants from the 12 tribes of Israel scattered amongst the land. Even though David referenced the Gentiles in Psalms. Even though you go to 2 Samuel and it's like in there. Like, what are you talking about? The things that they say don't make sense. They're lying. They're lying. And they're behaving like a cult. And that is what the church of Satan does. That is what the devil does. Literally what devils do. You think just because somebody quotes the scripture and they quote the Bible, that means that they have God, that they're inspired by God? No. That's not what that means. The devil knew the Bible too. when the devil was trying to tempt Jesus when he was going through his trial or whatever, when the devil tried to tempt him, he quoted the scripture, the laws. What's the difference? But magically people forget about that, right? But the white man is the biggest enemy, right? The white man is the biggest enemy. It's crazy. These people need to be in a mental asylum. If we really being honest, they need help. Florentina says it's hard for people to see who they really are. It's very scary to see your true self. So whatever is in their own heart, they blame a scapegoat. People project so they don't have to turn the moral. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I feel that. That's exactly what it is.
How do you?
They'll sit there in the same breath say that slave owners manipulated the Bible and twisted the Bible up in order to justify slavery. And then by the same token, they'll do the same thing to convince themselves that they're not only are they Israelites and that they specifically are God's chosen people, but that salvation is exclusive for them. And guess what? Everybody important in the world is either black or you're a devil. That's crazy. And by black, I mean indigenous Negro. It's crazy. They don't live in reality.
Explain that during the Jim Crow laws, blacks were not enslaving one another by gang members and killing each other. They were not going to jail. They had families.
We were unified back then. I'm from the South. I'm from Louisiana. And I've heard the stories of my grandfather and my grandmother telling me. Back then, at that time, you were saying we wasn't going to jail, but they were hanging us. They were killing us.
They weren't hanging us.
They were hanging.
Who were they hanging?
They were hanging some black people.
But aren't you?
The KKK, not all white people were hanging black people.
Not all white people were hanging black people, but the whole thing is that white people were hanging black people, and you are black.
What do you mean by blacks were unified?
Because back then it was three husbands to every five households. It was now the government
in Louisiana.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm from Alabama.
You from Alabama? It's the same. The whole world. It was 3 husbands to each 5 households. And now you got the government coming in, and they won't even allow the husband to live with the wife. They give them Section 8. They want to make our women comfortable, and then you have the other people coming in, which the Caucasian is.
First of all, that's not an attack on black people because number one, first of all, white people benefit from welfare. They utilize welfare more than black people by statistically speaking. That's number one. Number two, don't nobody make you have to take welfare. So it's not a conspiracy. Women just want it easy. They want it to be taken care of. Some people do struggle and utilize it because they really need it. But I'm just saying, like, let's just be real. Like, you can't blame that on some mystery white man. You can't blame that on racism and systemic racism. It's not true.
Whole feminist movement.
That's right.
When that came in, it made our black women say, "Oh, we don't need a man. Let's be
there." You go.
But
there you go. That's what happened. They decided to embrace this idiotic feminist ideology and decided that that's what the road they wanted to go down. It's their fault. It's not their fault, but I'm just saying, like they have to be accountable for that.
No, and I love everybody. And when you say everybody, white people are included with the word
everybody.
When you say when we say
I didn't
everybody,
ask everybody.
Now you won't be the single them out like you're singling us out and you're one of us. That's exactly what you
What
were
do you
doing.
mean, one of us?
You
The so-called black
so-called
man.
African American.
No, I'm not African American. I'm
What-
an
what-
American.
So you were so,
That's
but you were
the-
so-called black American.
Right.
Correct?
Not so-called, I am.
You're a black. Well, let's for face value. Let me use your.
That's like, oh, you're a cisgendered male. No, I'm not a cisgendered male. I'm just a male. You know what I mean? They kill me with that. The reason why you're called an African American is because you have blood. More than likely, you were brought over from Africa on a slave ship, and now you're an American citizen. That's why you're called an African American. It is nothing more complicated than that. It's not anything salacious. It's not anything spicy. No tea. It's nothing like that. It's just that simple. You were brought over from Africa, and guess what? Now you're an American citizen. If you were to move somewhere else, guess what? If you were to move to Japan, you'd be a Japanese American. When an American Japanese person or whatever. It's the same thing. Like, when you go looking for something, you're gonna find it.
You are a black American, like we are black Americans,
Right.
correct?
Yes.
So why are you trying to single them out and make us seem like we hate them when we don't?
I'm
The
not
Bible
trying to
tells
do
us
that. I'm
we
trying
shall
to
not
learn.
abhor a stranger.
I'm trying to learn what the Israelites about.
That's
So
what
let me
we're
ask.
about love, and we about this book
Spreading the
right
word
here
of the
that's
Most
not a
High
Christian-
God.
That's not a Christian Bible. What was you know the name of the first slave ship? And I heard you call this man Jesus.
I say he
Do
look
you
like
know the
Jesus.
name? You
I
said he
didn't
looked
call him
like
Jesus.
Do you know the name
Does
of the
he
first
look like
slave ship
Jesus?
that came to America?
What?
The name
Do
of
you
it.
know the name of the first slave ship that came to America?
No.
The good ship Jesus.
Oh,
A
okay.
So
slave
why would
ship.
they associate Jesus or him with something ugly? So ugly. Now I'm
He's
saying him
ugly?
because that's what you said. But now you're laughing because when I say that
Let me ask. You say blacks were unified. You grew up under Jim Crow laws?
no, I didn't. But I heard the stories of my mother. My mother is 50. My mother is 52, and my mother was born on a plantation in Louisiana.
Right.
And
What do
she's
you mean
52.
that they were unified? They were not unified.
Yes, sir. They
No,
were
they weren't.
unified.
No. There
If
were
they
blacks who did
unified,
not.
I grew up in something what we call the projects, but my grandmother and them called it the quarters, the slave quarters. And when my grandma would cook a pot of gumbo, you know what she would do?
What?
The whole
Your
Everybody
grandma-
ate.
Your grandma is wild, bruh. To sit there and call it the slave quarters is crazy. That's some deep mental damage. It's no wonder why people turn out the way they do. That's some deep mental damage. I hate that for y'all. That's crazy.
neighborhood would eat that one pot of gumbo. And
What?
as I grew up, I just, as I grew up, I seen the vision. This family going that way, that family
But the
going that
more
way.
blacks didn't like the immoral
Now the
blacks.
question
That's human nature. That's absolutely human nature. Grow up. It's human nature.
is this: Do you love black people?
Yes,
You love black people.
I love black people.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, do you understand the struggles of the black people?
Yes.
Okay. Now you
Ask me
understand?
ask me
Okay. Now,
about the
why are
struggle.
we struggling?
Due to the lack of morality and the destruction of the home, the family. The
Okay. How
average
did the
black-
home get corrupted?
The average
How
black.
did the home get corrupted?
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
about 60 years or so, give or take, black men went along with the government, under Lyndon B. Johnson with the Democratic government, and said, okay, we're going to let our women accept welfare, government program, and we're going to leave the home and let the government become the daddy, and then allow the corrupt black so-called civil rights leaders and others lead the people, and that's where you went wrong.
That was
It
systematic
had
oppression
nothing
because
to
they wouldn't
do
allow
with
Okay, now
black men
listen.
to
because
have
if
a
black
job.
men had been
He
real
just
men,
he just contradicted himself. He said
no
the
what is-
government
Yes.
came in.
right?
Who structures
Oppression.
who structures the government?
We the people,
Who's we the people?
we vote them in.
Who is in the government? Who runs the
At
government?
that time, it was the Democrats headed up by Lyndon B. Johnson.
Okay.
But the blacks should not have gone along with it. It was their weakness that caused them to go along with it. Had they been
No.
real,
You want to know why he's right? Look up the fact. Look up how blacks used to be Republicans. Once upon a time, how they used to be Republicans, but then they let the KKK bully them into becoming Democrats. Then look at how they progressively gotten worse under the Democrats, since blacks have been given their allegiance to the Democrats. I'm just saying, you can look it up for yourself. Look it up. Look it up. He's absolutely right. The worst thing that blacks ever did was leaning into these liberal ideas when blacks used to be conservative and they used to have conservative traditional values, but then they allowed the liberals to come in and corrupt their mind, and guess what? They went along with it. So he's right. They're weak. That was weak.
And
We
See,
don't-
what you
they
don't
would not
understand is
have
the
given
Bible
up.
says that
They would
this
not
will
have
happen.
given up their family.
Okay, so let me show
And
you a
I
scripture on
don't-
this. Let me show you why that's happening so you can get understanding. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28, and let's go to verse exactly what he's talking about right now.
Like, golly. RJ says, now he's saying who did it as some sort of gotcha moment. Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's not a gotcha moment. They think that they're so clever, but they're really not. He says, if I smoke weed at work and get fired, example, it won't be my fault if you get fired from the same job if you decide to smoke it too. That's right. Did nobody tell you to come smoke it with me? You came and smoked it with me because you wanted to. But what did I say? They're victims. They are a cult of oppressed. A cult of the oppressed. They're victims. They can't get outside of victimhood.
Were you
Let's
raised by
go
your
to
father and mother? While you
28
look over there?
and
Were you raised by
50.
your father and mother?
Single parent home?
No father.
No.
How about you? Look,
Yeah, I was raised with my mother and my father.
your father was in your home?
Let's go to 54.
Your father was in your home?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
His eyes should be evil.
I wonder if when they going through their training at the school of the black Hebrew Israelite school, I wonder if they teach them how to do their voice, and I wonder if it's like part of the curriculum. You know what I mean? What say here, and thus said the Lord. You know what I mean? Because I swear that whenever they read, they always feel like they have to. It's always like this profound. Like the speakers, they always like sound like they're summoning Mjolnir or something like that. It's like Jesus Christ. Just read.
Evil toward his who?
Evil toward his brother.
Okay, so now the way that you be talking, it's almost like you got an evil eye towards your own brother.
How's that?
Because we
Your
was
own
just
people.
talking about slavery, and you only wanted to identify the Africans that was putting the Hebrews.
See, I tell you, once you hear this script once, you hear this, so you hear this script a couple times. It's the same script. It's the same script. That's why, I hope. I want, I wish somebody would call in and debate me about this. Because these people are crazy. These people are crazy. It's the same script. Why is it that everybody that doesn't agree with you have to hate their own people? Why is it that anybody that don't agree with you got to have an antichrist spirit? Y'all are it's a trip, man.
On the slave ship.
Because
You didn't
there's-
want to identify the white people, so that's hatred
Huh.
towards your
Your
own
own
brother.
people.
Read.
You know why I wanted to correct that? Because blacks
Read.
been lied to.
And toward the
They've
wife
been-
of
hold
his
on a minute.
bosom.
Hold
And
on.
we gonna be
hold on.
hating the
Let me
who?
just respond to that. Hold on.
All right, go ahead.
The reason I'm telling you the truth about it because you people are being
You
controlled.
people?
The blacks are being controlled.
You were one of us?
I'm not a one of you
And
boys
we're not
being
black,
controlled and manipulated.
You
And
wanna be
you've
white,
been
huh?
told that the white man, you've been told that the white man is doing this to you, and you believed it to a lie, and that's how you're being controlled. When it really was the blacks and the Arabs who sold you to others, to whites and to other blacks, because blacks had slaves.
Where-
in
where
the
did
country
your-
too. Did you know that blacks had slaves here as well?
Okay, now when we came to America, who oppressed us here?
The black I don't even know what you mean by who
Man,
oppress you.
you just blind.
But
Huh?
it's the
Let's
blacks.
keep reading though.
Starting in the middle. And toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Okay, so now the Bible says that the so-called Hebrew man, being under the curses of Deuteronomy 28, would leave his house. This is the power of the Most High making this happen because we being disobedient. We don't have no love for ourselves. We don't have no love for the Most High. This is why it's so important for us to understand who we are while we in the situations that we're in.
Amazing.
No, it's not. It's not important for you to understand. This is the first thing that they say part of their spiel. Hey, brother, who did you know that Jesus was a black man? Did you know that this was a black man? Because they think that because they appeal to black culture and the black people's need to identify with people that look like them. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the idea of wanting a black Superman instead of just wanting a black superhero that can beat Superman or that can fight Superman. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? People, they rather make a movie about a black Superman making a character that making Kal-El black than do a Zor-El movie or make another character, do a Blue Marvel movie or do, you know what I mean? Like, it's appropriation, man. It's appropriation. And to be honest, it's really sad. It's really sad because, like I said, these white people live in their head rent free. White people live in their head rent free. But yeah, I mean, I just, I think that I think that what they do is really dangerous, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I'm not stopping this for a while. Like, I don't mean the stream. I mean, like, I'm gonna keep coming every day with this, and I'm streaming for the rest of the week, every night for the rest of the week, and maybe next week too, because this cult is gonna be exposed, and I am going to peel back the layers very carefully and very meticulously. And I'm telling you that, like, just because, like, yeah, like, I don't know, and also for because I know that they'll come and watch the replay or whatever like that, and just know that I want y'all to come up here. I want y'all to come up here, and I want y'all to call in, and I want y'all to debate, because at the end of the day, I feel like I feel like I've been kind. I feel like I've been nice, but at the end of the day, we have to really, really start having some real conversations about why aren't y'all the Church of Satan? Because y'all are. The truth of the matter is you're sowing discord, and you're lying and twisting the Bible. You're not educated about the Bible as much as you think that you are, and you letting some men sit there tell you what they just woke up and interpreted the Bible as. These men weren't Bible scholars. These men weren't anybody different. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just crazy to me. These are people that probably, like, I'm not trying to be, well, let me not say that, but I'm just saying, like, look, y'all gotta look at who you learning from. I'm just saying. Look at who you learning from. That's crazy to me. But on that note, I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna belabor the point on this. You guys, I just showed you two examples basically of how they are what I would consider an oppression cult, but not just an oppression cult. I also consider them a black supremacy cult. They're racist. They're racist. They believe in like this fake like supreme authority that they think they have, when it's not true. They don't have any proof for any of the claims that they make, except for things. Basically, what they do is they have to look for these unorthodox and outside of the box sources to justify what they're saying. Give you an example. They don't believe in the book of Enoch, but yet and still in the Bible it talks about the sons of man coming down and mating with, you know what I'm saying? It's like things like that. I don't want to have a discussion about the book of Enoch. I'm saying at one time it says that there was Nephilim. They're Nephilim. You look up what Nephilim are. They're the children of angels and humans. So I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying, like, whether you, men of old, you know, is what they call them. I'm just saying this stuff didn't come out of nowhere. But I'm just saying, like, everything should be looked at with scrutiny. That's my point, is what I'm trying to say. Everything should be looked at as scrutiny. I'm not saying that you have to believe the book of Enoch. And I'm not saying that there aren't any black Jews that are or black indigenous people that were descended from the Jews. I'm saying that this group specifically is a cult that's damaging the black community. That's what I'm saying. It's the truth. And you know what I mean? That's basically, like I said, that's basically how I want to handle that. You know what I mean? If nobody wants to call in, then I'm gonna go ahead and call it. But yeah, like I said, I challenge y'all, because at the end of the day, you guys, what the Black Hebrew Israelites say and what they stand for, it contradicts the Bible. And if you're preaching using the Bible to contradict the Bible, then you're doing Satan's work, and that's the truth of the matter. You're doing Satan's work. Anybody that fixes their lip to tell you that salvation is exclusive for a particular type of people and doesn't include that those type of people have to have accepted Jesus Christ as their Savior and Lord, and basically live a life according to that, then guess what? They're lying to you. They're lying to you. They're deceiving you. And that's the truth. That's the truth. So, like I said, I'm not gonna belabor the point, but I appreciate y'all for coming through. And like I said, I'll be back tomorrow, and you know, hopefully we we can get it popping. So yeah, on that note, I'm signing out, guys.